just run it away. And I do one more. I do an audio check because I told you. But at this point, I feel confident with this microphone. I couldn't rock these. Yeah, and then Aaron was like, "Well, they are kind of." So once he said that, I said, "All right, we're just gonna bring my own mic."
Yeah, they're a little janky. They're a little sometimes.
So once he said that, there you go. That's live. Yeah. Hi, good evening, and welcome to another Bravery and Healing support group podcast. Tonight, I'm being joined by Darra.
Yes.
Darra, and she is a local artist and community member of the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. And we were just beginning to talk about how while she performs, I've seen her perform and sing. She was a pageant winner.
Yeah, it's been a while. In 2019, I was Miss Wheelchair DC. I myself didn't know that was an actual pageant, and I was very happy to see it, and fortunate enough to be able to actually win it. And so that's kind of how I started more with exposure and like getting around, meeting new people, and through the pageantry and like just advocating in general in the DMV area, I met SNRG, and now I'm here.
Were you singing before that?
Before the pageantry?
Because you do sing very well, so...
Yeah, I sing every now and then. I sing in the area. I think the most I have sung before the pageantry was like Korean festivals and stuff. So
yes, you do sing in Korean. I remember that. But you're not Asian, right? You're just
not that I know of.
You're just in love with the Korean culture.
I love learning languages. I love culture and just like being able to be educated on different aspects of life than like single-mindedly like your own personal stuff. I just love to learn more. I'm also around a bunch of like I'm in the industry and like helping with entertainment and being around so many different people. I want to be able to speak in some way to make people also feel comfortable if there's a language barrier, and just if I'm gonna learn your language, I also want to learn the culture.
Any other languages that you...
I can speak some Korean. I'm not fluent. I can sing. I'm mostly good with singing in another language. I might not know all the time what I'm saying. That's beautiful. Also a learning process.
I love it.
Also singing Japanese, and I'm working into the Chinese and Tagalog.
And Tagalog, okay, because of... because of crew, your social network crew.
Absolutely.
Okay, wow, okay. And you won the pageant, and that's how you entered into your social network world.
Yeah. It was so.
Did somebody convince you to enter the pageant?
Yes, they did. Someone had to convince me. Absolutely. It was. They were older pageant winners of Miss Wheelchair as well. So they were Miss Wheelchair Maryland, because it's all throughout the region. So Miss Wheelchair Maryland and Virginia, that kind of prompted me to, we haven't had a Miss DC in so long. Why
get
not
up there?
Try? Yeah. I was like, okay.
How many contestants? How many were you competing with? Yeah.
I was the only one.
Oh, okay, okay.
It was fortunate, unfortunate, because there hasn't been someone to run in so long. I think the name for Miss Wheelchair DC just kind of started to disappear after a while. It wasn't as promoted.
But what about Miss Virginia, Miss Wheelchair Virginia, and
in Maryland? They were, that there was plenty of applicants for that, but not DC, which was odd for me. I was
like a pioneer. Yeah. You like reviving it again.
Yes, and I was like, okay, sure. So I still went through the full process of, the interviews, and I told them I didn't want even though I'm the only one, necessarily I kind of won by default, but I wanted the full experience. If you're going to do an interview and I'm going to be nervous, make me nervous. Like I want to go through the full ringer and not feel as though like I was just handed it. I wanted to at least make the experience feel legit like everyone else's, even if there weren't other
competitions.
Right. So
is there like so that was like per state competition, but is there like East Coast?
It goes regional, national. So everyone that wins, I think there's another set of interviews and stuff, and then there's
Like the next years,
yeah, there's the next years. Then there's Miss Universe, Wheelchair Universe,
Get out of
Miss
here.
Wheelchair USA. I was like,
You know what? Shout out to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I love
Organization
that.
for rocking that out. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So do you plan on again? Come on. You said you're the one saying that you won by default.
I know.
And you kind of like the challenge.
I love a challenge.
So that was 2019 then when you won.
Correct.
It's been a couple of years. You've been singing. You've been in the industry. You've been learning Korean, and you can. I'm sure that could be a talent as well. You can be like, why don't I show you guys that I can sing in Korean? Because I'm sure there's a talent competition, and you can rock it out that way.
There is. I don't know if I would do it again. I think I'm happy where I am. I'm happy I experienced it, and I was able to advocate as much as I could, and it helped build some type of confidence in me, especially when expressing your story or helping expressing mental health and stuff. So
of course.
I love the process that it took me through to make me where I am now.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll probably run again though. I'd rather help with recruiting others to be a part of it and just let them know like it's a full group. You make a sisterhood. You have people in your community that understand you, and if they don't understand you, you guys learn off of each other, but you're all still in the same like mentality space of understanding the struggles.
And it seems like this platform to meet your essence,
right,
rather than this person in a wheelchair.
Absolutely.
I feel like that's what you're saying from you, like the self-esteem got a more. It's not like you have to win it, but I'm sure, man, that must be so much fun. And I'm sure like the recruiting will be fun as well, to be around the ladies, and you're getting ready and stuff. And I see like, you like to do your hair and stuff. Yeah. You like to like present. So I'm sure being around those ladies and the ones who are like coming, the ones that are coming into it, you can like warm them up and bring them to the other side.
For sure. Yeah.
If I may ask, how long have you been in a wheelchair?
I've been in a wheelchair. Oh man, I think it's going on 10 years now.
So it was like an accident or something along those lines.
I had got. Hold on, sorry.
Did this? The streaming.
Is it okay if I step away real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Pause it real quick.
Give me your microphone so that it won't catch it.
Let me go give them this because they need to figure out who's performing next.
Do you want me to open the door for you?
You're good. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hi. Nice job. Well, were you looking for someone? Oh, on this side. You guys were pretty awesome too.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. My thing though too. But if they like you, to put you on stuff, I there's a situation where people are saying, "Oh, we got to be on stuff." People have
Hey, how are you? Welcome back. Do you remember seeing me?
Yeah.
What's going
your
on?
podcast, right?
Yeah.
What's it called? I'm drawing a blank off the top of my head.
It's
and stuff,
okay.
But I was listening to you and how's it going, sir? It's going. I was listening to you and
TK. TK.
TK.
T- TK, was that the interview?
Oh, I was listening to that one, but what was it?
The King, Mr. King.
Oh my God, I am drawing a blank and stuff. It'll pop back into my head and stuff. Dewey Tron.
Oh, no, I have not. I've been in this room actually for some time. I've been in this room for some time. I was in the middle of. Yeah. Today, actually, I didn't even have to go up on stage. And I got a whole bunch of interviews.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I got really. But I'm in the middle of an interview with Darra, and she had to run and do something. And then it's still streaming. So I'm like, do I cut it off? She had to go somewhere.
Oh, no.
There she is. I thought you ran away. No, I know. Yeah.
Jackson, Happy New Year. How are you?
Yeah. Oh.
I'm so sorry. I'm all going your way.
Did you just arrive? Okay, go enjoy the show, and maybe I'll see you again tonight. Maybe I'll interview you two later on. Okay. Oh come on. But one day, maybe you and you're all dressed up, okay? Because I know you come around.
Sorry.
I was like, should I cut it?
No, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I just left the way it was. Oh, this is yours. Oh, I had the microphone on me the whole time. I could just crop it out. It's okay. Okay. So, yeah, we zoomed in on you pretty well. Okay, that's good. So, you sorted it out, whatever that was.
Yes.
Okay, so we did regional, and then 10 years ago, the wheelchair.
Yes. So the wheelchair, I'll make it like a short story-ish. My my disability, I have something called rumination disorder.
Okay.
And the most that I can think about really explaining it is if you ever heard people be so stressed, they'll bite their nails, or maybe you'll hear more of an extreme case of people will pull out their hair, right? My stomach didn't let me digest any types of fluids, or anything to a point where I was, bedridden, 70 pounds, all of my muscles atrophied, and pretty much my body
As a kid.
As a teen, like I was pure 18 kind of, just out of high school. And just I went from trying to start college and just went like my health just started declining.
Wow. Okay.
So it's been a long process, but it's been a healing one, and it's not permanent. So I'm just working up. Yeah,
okay.
It's not permanent. It's just been a long time. So it's
Your
a lot.
spirit is so.
Oh, thank you.
Did the pageant help, or were you?
The
'Cause it must.
pageant-
As a teenager, you're coming out of high school,
Yeah.
and with the pageant help, or how did you make yourself a warrior?
Oh,
Come on, you're a warrior. Look at you running around this
you make me
place.
cry. um, the pageant. I think the pageant helped me, not necessarily spirits wise, because that was still very fresh for me. Like being in a wheelchair, being as sick as I was, I I didn't look like this. I did not. I didn't have what confidence that I do.
Fabulousness going on.
I appreciate it. Well, I didn't have the confidence. I'm still working on the confidence. I didn't have as much confidence as I have now. And I think back then I was still a little in denial, but I was just trying to continue to go forward. I didn't want to, fall too deep into a depression, and so
Because it's like,
it's a hard. I mean,
especially because if you've known 18 years of your life as
Right.
another, yeah.
Right. And I just, it was all high hopes. I was ready to go to college. I wanted to,
Yeah.
go. I had Stevenson University was my set college. I went to like 3 tours.
Mhm.
I loved it there. I was so ready to go. And then, the health just didn't work out.
Yeah.
So I think I turned 18 in the hospital. So I went from 17, and pretty much so far in the adult aspect of it,
Yeah.
I've pretty much spent the rest of
Your 20s.
my 20s, sadly, but in not healthy, in a wheelchair, and then trying to guide
Recover, yeah.
myself and figure out life as a wheelchair user as an adult. So it's been a bit different. It's been difficult, but the pageantry I think just helped with, for sure, helping me realize that I'm not by myself in it. Like there's so many others that understand. So it helped me enough to be able to feel like I'm not left alone.
Yeah.
And then outside of the pageantry, I just had to.
Were you like your own enemy in the beginning ish?
Absolutely.
But the world was more kinder.
Yeah. I back then I think I was trying to I was so secluded. I kept to myself, even with the pageantry. I did the pageantry.
Was that your personality? No.
I'm definitely an introvert at heart.
Yeah.
I'm for sure an introvert.
But like
at heart.
in high school and stuff like that.
High school, I was kind of the loner.
Okay.
I was the loner in high school. I was a go to school, get my work done, go home, go to sleep.
Yeah.
Do community.
Because you're not like that here at Crescent.
No.
Everybody knows you. Yeah. So do you think the pageantry in this life maybe?
For sure. Thinking about it now, I think the pageantry opened me up to talking and being able to speak.
Isn't that
to
wild?
Yeah. It is. So I love that aspect of it, where I, at least that's one thing I did gain from it.
Yeah.
Other than just being able to vocally talk to people in a better tone and advocate. But for sure, like taking the being able to speak more and like just being a little bit more open with people, I love that. So I love that part that came out of that, for sure.
Snaps to you.
Thank you.
So singing is like a hobby. It's not something like some of the artists here are like,
The artists here make me feel like my passion wasn't strong enough.
Oh, stop it! Stop. It comes with different types of fire. You know what I mean?
It does. I think for me, I've always wanted to be a singer.
Okay.
That's always been a passion. Life has thrown its hurdles, and so it's more of like, where do I put I think for me, it was trying to figure out what came first. Was it me trying to get better, and pushing my passions and my goals to the side until I'm like up and walking? But then I realized, not too long after that, you work on it regardless. Like, just continue your passion regardless. Because what you don't see, and it's something that I'm realizing now, is you don't see in a way people that look like me trying to pursue like a music career or being as vocal or trying to stay in highlights and high,
like you're like a pioneer in your own way.
Yeah.
Is that intimidating?
A bit. I try not to if I don't think of it as like a pioneer per se,
And just
just
the way that
yeah,
your soul is guiding you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just at this point there's so much negativity in the world. There's so much just hate and violence and just it's just negative. It's so easy also to think of the negative before you could think of the positive. So for me, when I like now when I get up, I just try to do stuff, even if it's not necessarily for myself. I love to give, and if I can give and make someone else's day, then that's a positive for me because it's like it's a nice push.
Okay.
So for me, that's the I guess that's the pioneer in me. I just as long as I know I'm not at home and just moping around and feeling as sad as I used to be for sure. Because
Yeah.
when all of
It
this
first
started,
happened. Yeah.
you
And you were like
try to
18 years old.
I
Yeah.
was still respectfully a baby. I didn't know much about the world.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
And it's a learning process, regardless of age, throughout life. You just have to learn. Everyone only lives one life.
Yeah.
And you're never going to know exactly what's supposed to happen and when it's supposed
And I
to
love
happen.
how like you're like, I'm not gonna wait to get out of this. I'm gonna while we're here. Yeah.
That's one thing.
You made your peace.
Thank you.
Right?
Appreciate it.
Right? You made
I'm still making the peace for sure because I have my ups and downs. But when I'm able to be out, and I've learned more to make peace with it, knowing that that's a goal, not necessarily something I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're actively pursuing it.
For sure.
So like the Far East, you love the Far East?
I do.
Do you plan to travel?
I want to so bad.
Have you like researched if there? I feel like Korea, South Korea, Japan, they might be very accessible.
Recently.
Does that
I would love to go like even while I'm still in the wheelchair because I want to see what it's like in other areas. I haven't seen too much accessibility,
but like maybe like these big cities like
the big cities I can see some accessible. I follow a couple influencers that so it always seeing them. I'm like okay, so I can travel if I want to, and I have friends internationally who I've known for years, even in the chair. I haven't met them per se, but they know about me. They know about it, and they also try to educate themselves. So if I was to travel out of the country and go to like South Korea, go to Japan, go to Taiwan, any place, I have.
These are like big cities. I feel like they would know how they've already accommodated for it.
And it's everyone's like even here, everyone's still trying to learn and figure out how to adapt and help those that need it. So it's never going to be like a solid. It's so accessible.
No. It's a society's learning. Society's learning.
Right. And if no one tells them about it, also
advocates like yourself who's like, well, did you guys ever
right, it's stores, buildings like this building. I love there's a ramp here. Downside, I can't get upstairs. It's okay.
This is where the show is, the first floor.
That's all I need to be at. We have meetings upstairs. Pick me up.
Okay.
But no, I mean, I want to travel a lot. I really, really want to travel.
I
want to experience the world. I had opportunities to travel, but I think also there's a part of me that's scared in a way to travel because I haven't even really left the DMV. I haven't been out of the DMV.
Gotta see the world, girl, there. So, maybe like, do you still keep up with the organization that does the Miss Pageants and stuff?
Not as much nowadays. I think in the past couple of years, I slowly started backing away from it, not for a negative reason or anything, but just because I didn't want to solely focus. I focused a couple years on it. I did what
I feel like they would have a good network. On the because they have these different pageants. So and you want to do the recruiting version of it.
I do. I would love that because I meet kids all the time and they're either in the same.
You're almost like tapping into their self-esteem, right?
Yeah, and I like that because even the adults, the parents of the kids, they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, you're doing a lot while you're in the wheelchair." I'm like, "Well, you shouldn't let the wheelchair stop you. I don't want my wheelchair to stop me because then I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing." Yes, is it harder? Is it hard work? Absolutely, but I'm happy about it. At the end of the day, people wouldn't think like, "Oh, I'm stacking up chairs, cleaning up.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like, oh, well, I can help you with that. I'm like, oh, but I'm good.
yeah.
I've been doing it for a while.
How do you maintain your physique?
Oh,
You
do I?
diet.
I do. I diet. I think pros and cons of the stomach issue.
No, I think it's because you see yourself and you see what you know. But
Yeah.
do you like actually? Do you stretch and stuff like
I
that?
try to stretch. I'm not the best at it.
But you mainly do like dieting,
Yeah,
yeah.
dieting. I try to work on like just nutrition wise. What's good
You have
for
a
me?
discipline for your.
I have a discipline. I haven't been that disciplined, sadly.
You have like a diet that you try to,
Yeah,
yeah.
I try to maintain, but I love my junk food.
Who doesn't when they're on this side, right? Yeah, they design it so
Yeah,
well.
and I'm a baker. I have to eat my own treats,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
So you like cook and yeah,
I
yeah,
do everything to the best of my ability for
yeah.
what I can. So unless I am hurting
God
myself,
willing, yeah.
God willing,
That's what's up.
unless I'm hurting myself or it's too like I'm a hard head. I think that's also what comes with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I should be asking people, can you get that from the top shelf for me? I'll find a way to get it myself.
Your spirit's still, yeah.
The spirit's still there. I don't want the spirit to die down. I want to keep it.
If anything, I think like a new fire kind of came up,
Yeah,
right?
It does. It does. It's a good thing, but it's a bad thing. I'm a little too ambitious to
Yeah,
do stuff.
no, you are, yeah. And so, music wise, do you do in English too? You do in English as well.
Yeah, I see.
You like an R&B type? Is that your genre?
I'm still trying to figure out my genre. Honestly,
Because how many R&Bs do Korean pop and right? Is that what you tell yourself? But I do Japanese and I do Korean. You're like, man, who can do that?
I love a good. I think I love a good ballad. I love the R&B. The good. It could be a little slow.
And
you can change
you
the
got
tempo.
me like,
Yes.
oh, yeah,
I
a
love it
ballad.
so
That's what I
much.
think of when I hear that song.
I love it.
Do like Korean music and Japanese have ballads?
Yeah, I mostly sing Korean ballads, which is nowadays it's very popish. A lot of people
Yeah, they
like
have that
the
very
K-pop.
soft, right? They have a
Yeah.
very soft. There's
So
one
nice.
track where she's just very soft.
Absolutely. So I like to sing ballads if I can, or so I guess I'm R&B, but every now and then I feel like I can do pop. Multi-genre.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you write? Do you write your music?
I have some scribbles from when I was in elementary school, but nothing.
But not. Yeah.
Not now. I haven't.
You do covers.
I do covers. I would love to write my own music one day.
But what's stopping you, Darra?
What's
And I was gonna get into this, right? So we're a wellness channel, Preachers Prak is, and we do. So I was giving up pointers for people if they're thinking of resolutions.
Yeah.
So one of the pointers was journaling, writing down your thoughts. So what's preventing you from writing a sentence about maybe starting your lyrics? Because I'm not saying you should write your own lyrics.
Right.
You kind of said, hey, you know what, like I do, but I'm keeping it on the back end for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Write it out.
You know what? I used to, and then I don't know, like between trying to stay busy and being proactive
and tapping into the creativity.
I had kind of forgot about it. Writing in a journal. I don't know why. Until you just said that, I don't know why. And I'm thinking, man, I've got
a sentence.
One sentence a day, or even just if I think of something, just writing down the topic of maybe what I want the song to be about.
There you go.
So you know what? 2025.
Go for it. Yeah. Write your own music, especially because you said you want to do it.
I do.
Yeah.
I do want to do it more. I want to get back into singing more. I think the confidence in myself is there. The confidence in singing on stage, the stage fright hasn't quite picked back up.
You're better off than when I saw you. My voice is. If I can avoid it, I'll avoid it.
Oh no.
But my mouth like shakes. Does your mouth shake?
Yeah.
Aaron said his does too. Yeah.
We're all in the same thing. Like,
how do you just kind of you just gonna go in? Do you practice? Do you like practice at home and stuff?
I try to do my karaokeing every now and then. Yeah. I try to practice the language. For me, practicing the language is practice enough for me. Like I'm more scared or like nervous to get on stage singing another language song or a song that's not English, that's my native tongue.
Yeah.
And messing it up. Like just
But who would know?
It depends on the crowd.
Is there that one Korean person was like, well, you
I
said
know.
that. I mean, come on. I don't think so. I feel like if anything, they'd be so appreciated. They'd be like, oh my God, look at that.
She's trying, yeah.
They'd be,
I had it one time where someone approached me because I just did a terrible. It's like in the beginning, I did a terrible
and what they
song.
say.
And it was an elderly person. Now, I must have said maybe a curse word accidentally, not
Yes.
knowing. That was like my first steps. I was barely even learning like the actual language
Yeah.
words, and I was
What they
like,
say.
you're good, but no, don't sing that. Don't say that word. And I got the
Yeah.
finger pointed to me. I was like, oh, I'm so
Well,
sorry.
that's like an elder person. They're
Right.
looking out for
Yeah,
you.
they were.
But
They
they're so
were.
proud of. They must be proud of. It's nice. It must be nice to see that when we see. Yeah. It must be nice for people to see that. So what are you looking forward to? So you're gonna be journaling, but what are you looking forward to for 2025? And are you gonna push your singing career more, your advocacy more?
I think 2025 for me, I do want to try and pursue music more, even if it's not necessarily making music at this given point in time, but for sure writing down or I want to get into learning an instrument. I feel like on stage I want to be able to do something other than hold a mic because I start shaking or the anxiety. So I feel like having something else in my hand where I don't feel like I'm forced to try and do something else.
Yeah, wow.
So that's also slightly coping mechanism of the anxiety.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
okay, well maybe if I strum a guitar. So
Yeah.
2025 is to try and pursue music more.
Yeah.
With singing, actually getting on stage, participating in the music
In these
events
events,
and
yeah,
stuff, you know. So and then learn the guitar. Also, still trying to work on health and wellness. I want to, not necessarily saying I'm going to hop up and start running by June, but I want to be able to be further in
A strong physique.
I want to be feeling stronger mentally and physically. So that's.
And I think being part of such networks helps.
It
helps you
is.
strive because they see you, and then
And I love them. I love Bo. I love the Canlas production.
Shout out,
I said shout out.
Your social network, yeah.
I love them so much, which is why if it honestly, and I'll probably tear up like talking about this. If it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be also in the same. I probably wouldn't be in the same like.
The trajectory continued after the pageant.
It did.
And it wasn't just pageant world. It became music world. It was DMV world. It was like Far East culture world. You feel me? The universe really came out to you.
It did.
Congratulations.
I appreciate the universe so much because they're legit my family. I love them so dearly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
You can let them know. I cry for them. I love them so much.
Yeah. But you can feel that life really came back to you because you decided to come back.
It did. And
you decided to come back and say, I want to live it out.
I do. And it's a great environment. My gosh, being in. I'll say that
it's an encouraging environment.
It's encouraging. It's not negative.
That's what.
If you have a negative person, it's like, okay, well, you'll get over it. Like you're not affecting me. You're sticks and stones at this point.
It's like people are kind of building up the stepping stone for each other.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Right. Absolutely. And I just love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, and they love you too.
Aww,
they definitely do. Thank you so much. It's okay. Thank you so much for doing this interview with me. This has been Darra. Find her on.
You can find me on Instagram at it's truly _Darra. So ITSTRULY _DARA.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.